Martin from Gardens for Life. I'm just out here in the garden at the moment on this late spring afternoon, or maybe it's even summer already, but it's still very cold and I'm here with the jacket. But it is 9 o'clock in the evening, so just making a quick video on how to take cuttings from a currant plant and how to propagate the plants then, how to root the cuttings. It's very easy to do, and you can end up with a nice few plants to plant out and then harvest from as well in the future. These plants will probably live for about 40 years, I'd say. So here's one of the plants. It's quite extensive. This plant is about 7 years old now, but it's been transplanted 4 times now, back from the allotment in 2012 and into our garden from the house that we were renting, then into another garden, and now into its final position 2 years ago. But as you can see here, there's a significant amount of berries on here, and these are red currants now, so they have the birds are probably going to take them before I can, but I'll do my best. Usually if you have one of these branches here, you can kind of just drop it down with a weight and then the leaves will kind of grow on top and the birds don't see the berries. And this is the green wood, so this is this year's wood, and this is what you would use to make a cutting, this wood here. And now we'll leave this plant here, we'll leave this plant alone because it's in the front garden and it's in a nice spot. I'd like it to grow here because there's full sun as well, and it's going to do really well next year. You can see here, that's last year's wood. That's the second year wood. That's normally the way currants actually flower and have berries and fruit on the second year wood. And we'll just go over to a big red currant plant that we have planted somewhere a little bit more shaded, and I'll show you that, and that's where I'm going to take the cuttings from. So here's some of the cuttings. Here's my secateurs. I've already taken a bunch of cuttings off it. As you can see here, there is a mashua plant climbing up it, using it as a trellis, and that's fine. It's also going to grow fruits. As you can see, it's a good bit behind. And this is what I was always telling you guys about microclimates. It's great to plant the same plants in different microclimates on your land in order to maximize your harvest window. You can extend the season of your harvesting as such, simply by planting some of your plants in a little bit of a more shaded area and some of them in full sun. So here's how I do it. I simply take, for example, this one here now, cut. Oh, that's one cutting. Or what I can do is, instead of using the secateurs, I can simply take a heel, that's what it's called, and there is a lot more of the cambium layer present in the node, so that it'll actually root much faster and much stronger if you do it this way. And if you're only pushing them into a soft medium or malleable medium, it'll be fine anyway. You don't have to have a sharp edge on them, because usually it's into a potting compost which has low amount of fertility in it anyway, so it's very loose. Now we'll bring these over here into the nursery. Here's our mallow walk. Still haven't even planted those mallows you can see there, and this is only new. Magnificent willow tunnels, or willow arches I should say. I need to tidy them up a little bit, but they'll be okay for the moment. Here's some wood chips. And here's the nursery. So what I'll do here is, here's all the cuttings that we've done. It's various different types of cuttings like figs and jostaberry and currants and goji and sea buckthorn and feverfew here. That's feverfew. Willow. Various different things. So well, here's lilac as well. purple lilac. So, but they're not all as easy to root as these. The currants are much easier to root. So what I like to do is, if you're only starting off and you don't have any experience with rooting cuttings, you don't need any of the rooting hormone. What I do is, well, with most of the plants that I do here anyway, a lot of the time when you're doing a greenwood cutting, so the softwood cutting as it's called, when you take the cutting before the wood has turned hard, or to semi-hardwood cuttings in July, that's when it happens. It's usually a period of about 6 weeks, and then it's much harder to root. So do it while you can with the greenwood, and it's still possible later. And you can also do these from hardwood cuttings as well. If you see this video in the winter time, then you can still do that and it'll work too. But might as well take the greenwood while we can. So what I do is I just take a half bag of ordinary potting compost and kind of just do this to the sides here, and punch a few little holes in the bottom, or even slit them with a knife, and I'll just take one of these cuttings out. I've only stuck these in, so you can see here it is quite long, this cutting. That's probably a bit too long there even, but what I do is I just kind of just stick it into the compost bag, and you can do about 10 or 12 per bag. So now let's go in here where it's a little bit warmer, and I've prepared a tray here with some mushroom compost, 1 year old, in the bottom, and some potting compost in the top. Just this lovely and soft material. It's very easy to work with, and it'll hold the water very well as well. So that's the size of cutting. It's about 40 centimeters long, so we can take these leaves, the majority of the leaves off. But what I'll do is now I'll choose which 2 leaves I want for the bottom cutting, which is these 2 here, just these 2 here. So I'm going to cut it just above that. Now we have 2 cuttings. See these now, these are a better size now, they are much more manageable. They're about 20 centimeters long there now. We want most of the leaves gone, so we just take them off and we keep only the top few leaves, just like that, and that's our cutting. And then we stick the cutting into the tray. There you are now. That's one done. We'll do the rest of them now. Here's another tip: if you are doing most of the cuttings, like softwood cuttings or semi-hardwood cuttings, you should really keep a set of leaves on the top of it. For example, 2 leaves like these. These are quite large now, so what we could do with these is we could cut them back, just like that, always laterally, so we can just reduce the size of evaporation there, and that's it. That'll be fine now. This cutting here will be okay, I'd say. What we're trying to do is stop the cutting from drying out and giving it a chance to root here. I'm not going to keep it in the greenhouse. I'm going to put it outside, and maybe even into semi-shaded area, and so that it doesn't dry out. So here's a little trick to help the cutting root. You could take your cutting and scarify it, just like that. You gently scratch the bark off, just a little bit, to expose the green cambium layer. So, and then you can take that and simply stick it here. So the roots will actually come out of the side of the cutting and not only at the bottom. And that works better with hardwood cuttings anyway. Just as a quick test, what I'll do is I'll do 2 cuttings with no leaves, and let's see if they'll grow. With currants that might work, with a lot of other plants it won't, but we'll give that a go, and we'll report back once these plants have rooted. Alright, so that's all the leaves. You don't want to keep them nearby where you're going to keep your cuttings, or where you're going to root them, because these could cause fungi and just other kind of mold on the cuttings themselves. So here they all are. You'd want to put them about an inch, at least an inch apart if they're small cuttings. These are pretty big cuttings, so we'll do 2 inches. So that's all the cuttings done. There's a bit more space in the tray, so I'll do a few more, and hopefully in about 4 to 8 weeks, be able to pot them up. Here's another tip: water them in well and always keep them moist anyway. You'd want to water them at least once a day in the summertime anyway, although these bags are a bit better at holding the water than trays or pots. So we'll just make sure that they're definitely getting enough water and never let them dry out. I'll put a link in the description below for a video that I did last year on potting up rooted cuttings. I think it was wormwood and lavender. So little trees, these have actually grown now. I've planted a few of them out and even kept some in pots as well. So they're doing very well. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.